Hello everyone, my name's Reno and this is my worldwide headquarters, Armor Coating and Mid-10 Designs. And so today we're going to just walk through, and this is going to be like a 3-part series, first being my powder coating setup. Then we'll go into how I do my sandblasting and talk about some of the media and stuff like that. That'll be a separate video. And then we'll go into a little bit of what I have on another video in the end of the series, which will be what I do with all my metal fab and how I got it. Pretty much we're just going to walk you through the equipment I have and parts I use and stuff like that. Pretty simple, because I do get a lot of requests and hey, what kind of gun do you use? Hey, what kind of oven? What kind of booth? So on and so forth. So today we're just going to walk around and talk about the equipment we have. So first, what you see behind me is I have probably an 8x8 by 16. I still have 4-foot of panels up there to extend it out to the 20-foot on my powder coating booth, but I don't need it, so they're still up there on my roof, on inside my building, on the roof of my office or whatever. But we'll walk in here and I'll show you a little bit of what I got. So this is just a general booth, powder coating booth. I know you see some stuff in the back. The filters don't look set right and stuff like that. It's an old booth and she has some struggles keeping up, and I probably need to get one this year, a new one this year. But she does what she needs to do, decent lighting, and I think she's probably 15 years old, maybe 20 years old. So I need to go ahead and replace it. But my main powder coating guns, I use I got an IntelliCoat model 241. B, which is a box feed gun, but I use this stuff for a hopper setup, box feed, whatever the case may be. This is it's a Chinese knockoff of a Gema Optiflex, but it works great. I've never really had any problems just from me breaking the gun and getting new gun replacements. But I also use a Columbia Coating 2.0 LED, and it's about 5 years old. I did replace this, the gun for it, the Omega gun from Columbia here a couple of months ago. And then, I got grounding rods on both sides of my booth. There's one. I probably need to finish putting this one more into the ground, but I use jumper cables for all of my grounding connections. So even jumper cables coming from the backs of my gun to the grounding rods, and then from the grounding rods to my racks, I use jumper cables too. I just make sure I got a good ground on everything. I do use a lot of times I use a Venturi setup for a Venturi siphon. Air siphon to clean a lot of my vacuum stuff. I know a lot of people use small vacuums. I use that too sometimes. It's just harder to keep clean, and this just blows it into the back of the booth. It doesn't really trap it. And I use a plethora amount of hoppers, Columbia Coating hoppers, fluidized hoppers, cup gun attachments. I even got the mini ones from Columbia Coating that shoots like 4 ounces or 2 ounces of powder, which are really helpful when you're doing like small little cups or signs that you don't need a whole lot of powder through. It's a really great deal. And then we'll ease over here to my oven. It's an 8x8 by 18 oven. Pretty decent size. I think it's around 750,000 BTU. Propane, because I have no natural gas out here, and I think it's ridiculous to use anything electric over 4x4x6 oven. It just doesn't reclaim the heat. It's harder to keep hotter, and it burns a lot of electricity. So I am using a propane setup. And then we'll ease over here. This is an older oven too, so they don't even make this oven. The company's not even in business anymore, so I can't really get parts for it on the electrical side and stuff, but it still works, it still does the job until I can replace it. And then we got we'll ease over here to my this is a Columbia Coating, a 6x6x12 booth, or sorry, a 6x6x12 oven, and it's around a 250,000 BTU. This is my bread and butter, man. This thing makes me a lot of money. I use this for the majority of the time. Really great system. All right, now we're gonna ease over here to our air compressor setup, which I've had these for a while. Well, this one for about 5 years. This one come with the company. I'm pretty sure it's about 5 or 6 years old too. And I run an Ingersoll Rand. It's about a 35 CFM rated air refrigerator system. So I got both these air compressors running into here, supplying the shop. It's way more. I think combines around 41 CFM, but I don't ever use over that. So the air is here on standby if I ever need it. If I use a lot of plasma cutting, powder coating, air tools, all at the same time, both of them will kick on, but I doubt I'd ever use near 35 or 40 CFM. So it's pretty good, but it's great to have on hand at all times. And then there is one thing I want to show y'all. I saw some people, you know, always talking about wheels on carts, wheels on carts, wheels on carts. And I'm done jacking with wheels on carts, and I know you are too. I use a trusty Pallet Jack from now on. The wheels don't get messed up in the oven. They pick up a rack really easy. You can build more of your newer racks based off this design with no wheels. Super easy to move around from the booth to the oven, around the shop. Smooth, you don't have to worry about re-greasing wheels. Yes, these racks I have right now all have wheels on them, but any of the newer racks that I ever get or build, I will take the wheels off. The only reason why I'm leaving these on here is so I don't have to rig a special deal to take the forklift and keep it off the ground. Or not the forklift, the Pallet Jack, so I can keep it off the ground. And then I got powder over here. I do have a powder room. I got a bunch of swatches here. Tons and tons of swatches. I don't have a really awesome, storefront setup, and it's just kind of rudimentary. You just come in and then we'll take care of you. And I think a lot of powder coaters are set up like that, unless you get into the higher end, bigger shops that are doing really well. I'm kind of my first year and a half, 2 years being outside of the Army doing this, so the concentration on the shop has just, yes, I've been in business for 5 years, but most of that was when I was active duty. So I always had a day job, and I just did all this stuff at night and the weekends. But now the last 2 years is kind of worse years because of COVID and all that, but getting back on top and getting a big building set up will hopefully be the end of the year, end of 2021, trying to get all that stuff set up. And
Jonathan around?
no, he's not in yet.
Oh, he's not in yet?
I think he's on his way here in a minute. But we got, this is my powder room right here. It's a mess. I had a lot of my powder organized when I came here, but then when I bought this other business, it's got even way more powder than I had. I threw away boxes and boxes of old stuff that just wasn't quite what it was, too old, so I just threw it away. But I still have tons of it in here. One day I'll get in here and get it all squared away. But that's kind of it. If you got any questions, please comment, ask me, call me, hit me up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video. We also have a powder coating discussion group page. Powder Coating Kings on Facebook, and Armor Coating and Instagram. So please check those out. We'd be more than glad to help you out, increasing your business and helping you learn. That's what we're all about. That's what I'm all about, and been doing it ever since I started doing it. Just sharing my way of powder coating and how I started building all this. Thanks, and next video will be about our sandblasting setup and why is it so important to use the correct sand. Very important. And that's why a lot of people have problems taking their products to somebody else to sandblast and come back all pitted up. And we'll go over that in the next video. Thanks, y'all have a great day. We appreciate it.